Tonight, riled up students and a rivalry for the ages.
This is our year! This is our year!
The Ottawa GGs and the Carleton Ravens take over TD Place Stadium as the Panda Game returns.
Let's go, Ravens! Yeah!
Police and bylaw reminding students to celebrate responsibly. One step closer to CHEO's ambitious goals.
It's a fun day for all the participants, and we're so grateful for everybody that registered and who fundraised for us.
More than 3,000 runners take part in the RBC Race for the Kids in support of the Children's Hospital's redevelopment plans. And a record-breaking heat wave for the first weekend of October.
Just been an awesome day and beautiful weather. It's mid-October and 30 degrees, so can't complain.
Now, families here in the capital are spending a scorching hot fall stretch. Good evening and thank you for joining us. Thousands of students are celebrating tonight after packing TD Place Stadium for the Panda Game this afternoon. And while the rivalry between the Ottawa GGs and the Carleton Ravens was certainly fierce on the field, so too were the efforts to keep celebrations in check once again this year. CTV's Caitlin Wilson joins us live with more of those details. Caitlin.
Austin, celebrations had been more tame for the past couple of years, but police and bylaw were still out patrolling the streets earlier today, reminding students and fans to celebrate responsibly as festivities continue into the night.
It's one of the loudest days of the year. The GGs and the Ravens face off once again in the city's biggest student rivalry. Pandemonium taking over on campus, in the streets, and in the stands.
It's the only time where we see Carleton and Ottawa really coming together watching the game. I feel like honestly it's just making the vibes good, you know.
After 6 straight wins for the GGs, the Ravens finally snapped their losing streak, winning 20-14 and taking back Panda Game bragging rights.
This is our year! This is our year!
And as the crowd celebrate, Ottawa is focusing on keeping that energy safe, building on the positive momentum of the past few years.
They'll notice an increase definitely a presence in the neighborhood, bylaw, police as well, EMS as well, just to make sure that the students are behaving and respectful.
Police and bylaw were out in full force, a familiar sight after parties in the past wreaked havoc on Sandy Hill and surrounding neighborhoods.
How are you? I think it was 2-3 years ago, we had a really rowdy Panda Game. It was kind of chaotic. They ended up, someone ended up kicking off the side view mirror of our car. New car too, which sucked. But it's been a lot more behaved.
Students kicking things off early with pre-game festivities on campus, part of the university-sanctioned events to keep students off the streets. And as the party heads into the night, for the Ravens, it's the year they've been waiting for.
Let's go, Ravens! Yeah!
And police and community leaders are urging students and fans to celebrate responsibly. Police say a ticket for public intoxication or drinking in public could cost you up to $125. Austin?
Okay, Caitlin, and it looks like, for what it's worth, the city may be running out of body paint after a game like tonight as well. Thank you very much for this, Caitlin. It was a morning full of energy and smiles. There was also a whole lot of running. Thousands participating in the RBC Race for the Kids, raising money for CHEO's historic redevelopment campaign. CTV's Josh Morano was at the event today, and he joins us with more on the event. Josh.
Yeah, Austin, more than 3,000 people took part today, families and supporters of CHEO, helping to raise more than $1 million for CHEO's new state-of-the-art facility.
At Wesley Clover Park, thousands of people have their running shoes on, ready to go for the RBC Race for the Kids.
We were pretty amped leading up to the whole race, so we're ready to just get out there and have fun and do our best. So it's nice that it's for charity. It makes it so much better.
The annual event is CHEO's largest fundraising campaign, offering a 2, 5, and 10-kilometer run. For many like Cam George, the day is a chance to give back to CHEO.
My sister spent some time in CHEO as a kid, so it was a wonderful way to give back to CHEO and, show some thanks, because they definitely pulled off some miracles in there, and I wanted to raise some money and come out and have a good time and show support.
For the kids, of course, going through what all they have to go through, and just being supportive in the best way we can.
It is a wonderful event. Welcome to any first-timers who are joining us this morning.
CTV Ottawa's own Patricia Bowl emceeing the event, sending the over 3,000 runners on their way. The money raised is helping support the hospital's redevelopment plan that includes expanding the emergency department, overhauling operating rooms, and creating more mental health spaces.
We're really trying to make sure that we provide all the funding that we need to the hospital so that they can grow and expand and build the facility for the future for the kids and the families that we serve. And so we're hoping that we'll exceed last year's $830,000 target. It was a record last year. We're hoping we can surpass that again this year.
Over $1 million raised, smashing last year's total, and for George, happy to be a part of surpassing the goal for all the help CHEO gave his family.
I can't say enough good things. All the nursing staff and doctors, it was truly a miracle what they did. They were there every step of the way. My parents continue to speak highly, and that was almost 30 years ago now. So, they obviously made a long-lasting impression.
And according to CHEO, the more than $1 million raised this year brings the 9-year fundraising total to more than $5 million. Austin.
And when CHEO wins, everybody wins, Josh. Thank you very much for this. CTV's Josh Moreno reporting live for us tonight. A beautiful day here in the capital as well for all of those events. A record-breaking day, in fact. Temperatures feeling much more like summer instead of fall, and many people taking that chance to enjoy the sunshine and doing some seasonal activities as well, although it may not feel very seasonal. CTV's Natalie Van Roy was out in the heat today and joins us with more. Natalie.
Well, Austin, it was the hottest Oktoberfest in Ottawa's history with the temperature close to 30 degrees, and people love being outside to enjoy the weather before that temperature plummets next week.
The sun is shining and temperatures are as hot as July, with people flocking to the pumpkin patch in Ottawa.
We'll definitely not complain about the heat, even though it's a little bit more than I anticipated. But at this point, I'll take anything I can get, especially when it comes to nice weather in the fall.
I want to get one that looks like this, and then maybe like a tall.
Busy crowds at Miller's Farm, where many are on the hunt for the perfect fall display.
There's so much to choose from, but I think we're going color and shapes. We're going to do something on the front porch, as I guess most people do, but no, I think we're just picking what looks good today.
You can tell by the parking lot, it's tough to find a spot here, so just been an awesome day and beautiful weather. It's mid-October and 30 degrees, so can't complain, just beautiful day.
The owner says they're also raising money for charity.
We have about 40 to 50 acres of pumpkins here right now. We had a terrific crop this year. Yesterday and today we're doing a charity run for Griffin at CHEO.
People also getting ready for Thanksgiving with baked goods and treats top of mind. The temperature in Ottawa reaching 29.7 degrees Sunday afternoon, breaking the previous record of 27.2 in 1941.
I don't think I remember something like this weather before, yeah.
Cyclists and walkers out. Kayakers also hitting the water. Outdoor enthusiasts taking in the heat before the temperature drops next week.
They're doing quite a bit of everything, definitely some canoeing, paddleboarding. We've got a lot of kayaking, just a little bit of everything today.
The patio's full.
We just came out for a nice evening out with my friend, and we're discussing some business related. It's amazing for October.
Much warmer than the typical temperature for this time of year, which is 15 degrees.
And while the temperature is dropping midweek, it is expected to still be quite warm and sunny for next weekend as well for Thanksgiving long weekend. Awesome.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to tomorrow as well. Natalie, thank you very much for all of this. And as Natalie alluded to, we do have some sun in the forecast. The temperature will be dropping around Wednesday, but still some sunny stretches to look forward to. So taking our first look at the weather forecast, we're sitting at 27 degrees right now. Kind of wild to say this, but we have cooled off a little bit. We had that daily high of around 30 today, smashing that previous record set in 1941. Tonight's low feeling like the average high for this time of year, 14 degrees here in Ottawa, 15 in Kingston, Bancroft at 10 degrees. Getting down to 17 in Gatineau tonight, so still pretty toasty in Gatineau on the other side of the river, and then warming up tomorrow, another scorcher, 30 degrees here in Ottawa, 23 in Kingston, which will be the cool spot. 30 degrees is expected in Gatineau as well. A stretch of Rideau Valley Drive north in Manotick is currently closed due to a serious collision involving a motorcycle and an SUV. It happened between Phelan Drive and Rideau Narrows Drive. Paramedics say a 47-year-old woman on a motorcycle and an SUV collided. The woman was transported to hospital with serious, potentially life-threatening injuries. She was found in a ditch, and it's unclear when that stretch of Rideau Drive North will reopen. Well, Quebec's law about planned obsolescence is now in effect. That means manufacturers are not allowed to sell items that are designed to fail after a certain lifespan. Shoppers should be given the information they need to maintain and fix whatever they buy, and it also extends warranties for several years. Companies will also have to make spare parts and repair services and make those available at a reasonable price. The law also sets out an expected lifetime for appliances. Well, coming back to the weather, we have this heat wave hanging over the city, and so Halloween may not feel top of mind for everybody. It certainly was, however, for many families in Stittsville today. The annual Ottawa Treat Accessibly Halloween Village went ahead, where thousands of kids experienced the spirit of Halloween a few weeks early. Here's CTV's Camille Wilson.
For Sarah LaBelle and Derek Robinson, seeing their little ones participate in Halloween festivities hasn't always been easy.
We've always have found it challenging to be able to go up, and the fact that Jackson's able to get candy himself in his own bag is pretty amazing.
Their kids, Jackson in a wheelchair and Knox, who is autistic, are going door to door at the 4th annual Treat Accessibly Halloween Village in Stittsville.
If people could realize that not everything is accessible, and more people bring their treats down to the end of the driveway, it means so much to families like ours.
The event put on for children with mobility, sensory, and intellectual disabilities.
In 2017, my daughter and I were putting pumpkins on the stairs to our door, and we looked up and we saw a little boy using a wheelchair, and it occurred to us that he couldn't trick-or-treat at our house because of the stairs, so our daughter and I created a lawn sign, which, like you would say today.
Since then, Accessible Halloween Village has grown to other cities and to more than 250,000 homes across Canada.
The fact that we can all do something together, we can all enjoy it together, that's like the big thing. Like, we look forward to it every single year.
Happy Halloween! The event aims to foster a more inclusive Halloween by bringing together neighbors and families of all abilities.
Being a part of a family that has a child with a disability, it's nice to come here and meet other families that are similar to ours.
And creates barrier-free trick-or-treating stations so all children can participate.
The goal that we have for the future is 1 million homes treating accessibly by 2030, making Halloween the most accessible night of the year in communities, not only in Canada but the world. And we want to show our children that for them we can adapt to anything together.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
The world must apply maximum pressure on Hamas to commit to this historic opportunity for peace.
After the break, we'll have an update on the situation in Gaza as Hamas and Israel are set to go back to the negotiating table in Egypt. Before we go to break, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. A look at Lansdowne. It's currently 27 degrees. There is growing hope tonight of a potential ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas as negotiators on both sides are now set to meet in Egypt tomorrow as a U.S. proposed deal to release hostages is poised to move ahead in the coming days. CTV's Jeremy Sherrill has the latest.
Amid the smoke and rubble, a sliver of hope for this Palestinian man. We ask God to stop the war because we are exhausted, he said. As ceasefire hopes grow in the wake of a U.S.-led peace deal plan, both Israel and Hamas have shown willingness to accept at least parts of.
It's a great deal for Israel. It's a great deal for the entire Arab world, Muslim world, and world. So we're very happy about it.
When do you think the hostages will start being freed?
I think very soon. They're in negotiation right now as we speak.
Indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas are set to take part in Egypt Monday. Key to Trump's plan, Hamas would release all of the remaining hostages, give up power in Gaza, and disarm. In return, Israel would halt its offensive and withdraw from much of the territory.
Still, of course, there are lots of doubts and concerns whether it's going to take place. But as you can understand, there is a very strong sense of anticipation.
That anticipation evident here outside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's residence, where anxious relatives of hostages gathered today.
The world must apply maximum pressure on Hamas to commit to this historic opportunity for peace.
All that work, that's going to be hard.
This morning, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio called this the closest negotiators have come to getting all the hostages released, but signaled a full peace deal will still take more work.
What happens after Israel pulls back to the yellow line and potentially beyond that as this thing develops? How do you create this Palestinian technocratic leadership that's not Hamas, that's not terrorists?
Talks in Egypt tomorrow are expected to focus on the proposed exchange of Israeli hostages for Palestinian prisoners held by Israel in hopes of finalizing an agreement in the coming days. Jeremy Sherrill, CTV News, Ottawa.
Russian strikes overnight on Ukraine's Lviv region killed at least 5 people in an attack that local officials say targeted civilian infrastructure. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russia fired over 50 ballistic missiles and around 500 drones across 9 regions into Ukraine. The strikes left 2 districts without power, and public transit was suspended for a few hours early this morning, according to Lviv's mayor. In the meantime, the Prime Minister of Estonia telling CTV's Question Period with Vashi Kapelos this morning that the country is investing more in defense amidst multiple incursions by Russia into NATO airspace in recent weeks.
We are not worried, we are not afraid, but we are prepared. Next year, Estonian defense expenditure will be 5% of GDP. As you can imagine, this is not an easy task. This is absolutely not an easy task. But if you live next to Russia, you got to do what you got to do, because for us to have our independence preserved and to have any or all the capabilities we need, it needs also money. And also allies must know that we are stepping up.
There have also been reports of Russian drones flying over Poland and an incursion of Russian jets over Estonia. And there have been growing fears over security in parts of Europe after several unexplained drone sightings in countries, including Denmark and Norway as well. The Estonian Prime Minister also responded to Canada's intentions to increase its NATO funding commitment, saying the 2,000 Canadian troops stationed in Latvia shows Canada's commitment to the region. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative National Outreach Chair have penned a letter to the Prime Minister urging him to vote for their party's new motion on bail reform, dubbed the Jail Not Bail Act.
Often the accused are released before the paperwork on the arrest is even complete, meaning that police spend more time detaining the offender than he actually spends behind bars. He can go back out and often reoffend. Some police tell me they arrest the same guy 3 times in a day. The same guy. Because he's been released, he's brought back, he's released again, he's brought back, he's released again. And each time that happens, by the way, there's a victim out there. There's someone hit over the head with a baseball bat. There's someone whose glass has been broken on their front window. There's a child that has been molested. These are very real crimes with very real victims.
Poilievre has been pushing this new bail reform bill in the past few weeks. He claims under the Liberals, repeat violent offenders are getting released too often, leading to tragic and sometimes deadly incidents. The Toronto Police Association and End Violence Everywhere are some of the groups that have thrown their support behind the bill. This week, Parliament is set to vote whether to fast-track the Jail Not Bail Act. Canada's Secretary of State for Defence Procurement says there's no new timeline for Ottawa to make a decision about the purchase of F-35s from the United States.
Canada will stand on its own feet. We'll work with Americans where we can, and we'll stand on our own 2 feet where we have to. This is an important decision for us. Like I had mentioned earlier, if you saw it, we're under contract for 16 planes. The airplanes are in various stages of being manufactured at the supplier in the U.S. No decision's been made. It's a very complicated, file, and the Prime Minister will make a decision when he's ready. So this second sober look at what we're going to do moving forward isn't slowing anything down, and we'll take the time we need to get the decision right.
Following years of delays, Canada and the United States inked a deal in 2023 for Canada to purchase 88 American-made F-35 fighter jets. The initial batch of 16 planes is in production, but in the spring, The federal government said it's reviewing the deal. This despite concerns it could put the bilateral defense alliance between Canada and the U.S. in jeopardy if Canada pulls out of that plan. Canada's iconic coffee chain, Tim Hortons, is charging more for a cup, reflecting a wider trend of rising coffee prices.
The problem are U.S. tariffs. The Americans are applying tariffs on Brazilian coffee beans coming from all over the world. And so whenever we actually import coffee beans from the United States, because they're packaged there, processed there, we're paying for that tariff indirectly.
The price of coffee beans has more than doubled over the last 3 years, according to a Tim Hortons spokesperson. This is related to U.S. tariffs, as Canada imported 3.9 million kilograms of roasted coffee in July, most of which coming from the United States. Manitoba's government is looking at extending the amount of time police can detain an intoxicated person to 72 hours, up from 24. Advocates say the increased time is aimed at keeping people safe. CTV's Alex Carpa has the details.
Mitch Bourbonniere has been helping people for decades. He says he is seeing more people on the streets of Winnipeg who seem to be in a state of psychosis, much of it caused by the use of meth and crack cocaine.
It's creating a danger to themselves and others, and they're suffering.
Earlier this week, the Manitoba government introduced a bill that would grant authorities the ability to detain intoxicated people for up to 3 days instead of the current 24 hours. Bourbonniere says it's about more than just detaining people.
You use those 3 days not just to hold people, but to actually work with them, stabilize them, engage with them, establish relationship, and make a plan with them for the help that they need.
The bill does not propose forced addiction treatment, but requires medical assessments for people every 24 hours during detainment if they remain intoxicated. Marion Willis says the updated bill is long overdue, but there's more to be done.
You know, the next step along the continuum, in my view, is looking at our recovery models and what needs to change, what's working, what can be expanded.
Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew says the current legislation was originally written with alcohol in mind, but meth and other substances have drastically changed everything.
We're going to put them in a secure facility instead of the Health Sciences Center emergency room. But while they're there, there's going to be different modes of treatment made available to them.
It's not clear whether the bill will be passed into law before the end of the legislative session in mid-November, but Premier Kinew says he's confident it will. Alex Carpa, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Quebec's Health Institute wants women to start breast cancer screenings at a younger age, but there are concerns about the impact that could have on an already overburdened healthcare system. However, health experts say many women simply can't afford to wait. Here's CTV's Denise Roberts.
In the battle to detect breast cancer, 40 is the new 50. As more young women are getting the disease, all provinces except Quebec have lowered their screening program eligibility to at least 45. A new report from Ines concluded Quebec should follow suit, something breast cancer survivor Annie Slight has been fighting for years.
I would love for Quebec to follow experts' recommendations, like I keep saying. Early detection of breast cancer should not depend on our postal code, and right now it does.
Slight was diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer at 42. Due to her breast density, a mammogram didn't pick up the cancer. An additional ultrasound did, but by then it had spread.
I had to undergo 16 treatments of chemotherapy, a bilateral mastectomy, a full hysterectomy. It was very, very difficult. And I was told that if I had been provided with the proper screening according to my breast density, this could have been found at least a year and a half prior.
Radiologists have also been calling for the screening age to be lowered.
We would love to have it starting at 40 because the studies have shown that at 40, we can save more lives.
But it would come at a cost. The report estimates it would mean an extra 132,000 mammograms a year. With a shortage of equipment and radiologists, Quebec's healthcare system would need time to adjust. Dr. Silma Solorzano says it would also mean changing the way screening is done.
By lowering down the age, we're going to have more patients with dense breasts, and therefore the recall rate will increase because we're going to say, okay, she needs a complementary ultrasound screening.
Early detection is not just key in surviving breast cancer, it's also easier and cheaper to treat, according to Quebec's Breast Cancer Foundation.
It's less costly to treat a stage 1 breast cancer, which is around $39,000, rather than a stage 4, which is $385,000.
The foundation says the screening age should be lowered, but it shouldn't all come down to a mammogram. They say more could be invested in genetic tests to determine risk factors, so women would know what to look for and where to go when they have a concern.
You're the best person to recognize that something has changed, and if it has, regardless of your age, you have the right to ask for an investigation.
Quebec's health ministry has yet to say whether it will follow the recommendations. So for now, women under 50 will just have to watch and wait. Denise Roberts, CTV News.
1/3 of our funding stream is people who are donating through the mail system.
Still ahead, how charities across the country are feeling the financial pinch as Canada Post workers remain off the job.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Nice shot there that you saw just moments ago, a live look at the Byward Market. It's the Byward Barket, dogs flooding the market, and a beautiful day for it at that. A lot of people with their RC cars, too, cruising around, zipping around the Byward Market in downtown Ottawa. The child in me is screaming right now. I love those RC cars. That looks like a fun event. Apparently, there's a group that gets together, and they just zip these things about town all the time, and you really couldn't pick a better day than today because the sun was shining, barely anything in the way of cloud coverage anywhere you look in our region, and that is soon going to change, but we do have some nice sunny conditions on the way. Look at the East Coast first here. We've got Halifax at 15 degrees with some cloud coverage. They had a little bit of rain in parts of Halifax today as well. St. John's currently 5 degrees, one of the cooler spots out on the East Coast. We're still at 27. Same with Windsor. Quebec City at 23 degrees, but things will be cooling off, as Natalie alluded to a little earlier in the show, and we'll have those details momentarily. So Calgary in the prairies, 9 degrees, down to the single digits in Regina and Saskatoon as well at 6 and 8 degrees respectively, 11 degrees in Edmonton, a mix of sun and cloud in Vancouver, and currently sitting at 16. We're getting down to 14 for this evening, but still clear conditions, and another beauty of a day in store for tomorrow. 30 degrees is the high by tomorrow afternoon, probably looking at another record breaker when it comes to that heat. The record that we broke today had been in place for almost 85 years, to put that into perspective. The Ottawa Valley, a little bit cooler, but still 28 degrees. They'll take that. Same with the Seaway. Nothing but sunshine and a high of 28 by tomorrow afternoon. So when does the cool down really start? I guess you could say Tuesday, because we have a chance of some showers, 60%. Likely going to get wet in parts of the city, and 24 degrees is definitely cooler than 30. So you do the math. But then it will actually cool down quite substantially. 13 degrees, much more in line with what we're expecting this time of year on Wednesday, and that same high of 13 on Thursday, but a low of 1 degree, and we're staying in the single-digit lows until, well, the foreseeable future, according to the 7-day forecast. And so I hope you enjoyed the heat today. If not, you have another chance tomorrow to get outside and soak up that sun. Charities across the country are being impacted by the postal strike, as they are not receiving donations sent through the mail. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth has more on a local mission in Halifax that's facing a big disruption.
And in our takeouts,
Souls Harbor Rescue Mission provides food and housing for thousands of people living in Nova Scotia. Like many charities, it relies on donations to support their programs.
1/3 of our funding stream is people who are donating through the mail system.
Which means this facility is now braced to take a direct hit during the Canada Post strike.
It is incredibly impactful to Souls Harbor and other like charities because we are losing over $1 million in the mail.
That money is needed with the cold winter season fast approaching. Money from the fall fundraising program here at Souls Harbor supports meal programs, feeding people in this province. Volunteers organize hot meals at 9 locations across Nova Scotia.
For Thanksgiving and also for Christmas.
As the work stoppage continues, union leader Dwayne Corner says hurting charities is not the purpose of this strike.
At the end of the day, we want to get back to work. We're not looking to harm these people.
Souls Harbor Rescue Mission CEO Michelle Porter has a message to donors who usually send money in the mail.
If you are able to give a different way than the mail, please call your charity, go online.
Porter says those are solutions that could help to ensure donations keep coming in during the Canada Post strike. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Halifax.
Ah! No, it didn't! No, it didn't! No, it didn't!
What a way to celebrate your 14th birthday. After the break, we'll share a story of a young golfer still reliving this moment, one that I'm sure he'll never forget. In case you missed it this week, you can now visit a part of the city's history. The former Heritage Hintonburg water pumping station, built in 1899, was destroyed by a fire more than 30 years ago. But a massive project has revitalized the space. CTV's Peter Sperling takes us inside.
A part of Ottawa's past now open to explore.
2, 1, let's do it.
This is the former Hintonburg pumping station. Its ruins restored and ready for visitors.
I think it's beautiful.
Dina Wilbur and her family, one of the first to set foot after the official unveiling.
They haven't overly restored it. They haven't tried to make it something it's not, but they've kept the key structures of it. And now it's just a beautiful monument.
The site revitalized into a riverfront park area.
To see it rehabilitated in this way and to create an environment where families can come, where people can come on foot, on their bikes, it's just really great. It's going to be great for this community.
The pump house, built in 1899, provided water for Hintonburg's rapid population growth.
And it was replaced after the 1920s by what is now our main pumping station on Lemieux Island behind here. And so it transitioned then to being a residence for the operator of the Lemieux Island facility.
Heritage designated the building destroyed by fire in 1989 until this $2.2 million restoration, pumping new life.
We need to make more investments like this into our city so that people can really, firstly, enjoy the riverfront, which is so important, but also have access to our cultural heritage.
The idea here is this can become an event space, a gathering spot, perhaps somewhere to stop and have a picnic, take wedding photos, or just simply enjoy the view.
We've got this incredible river resource right on our doorstep, and we've ignored it for too long.
Now, one of many new destinations along the river.
Between the River House with the NCC, Westboro Beach, the William Commanda Bridge, and now this space, really giving Ottawa great reasons to visit the river again.
This site, located at the entrance of Lemieux Island, the city says open year-round.
It looks pretty awesome.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
The fate of municipal elections across Quebec was settled this weekend as dozens of cities, big and small, elected their representatives by acclamation because they ran unopposed. CTV's Stéphane Giroux reports.
In Chateauguay, Mayor Éric Allard and his team didn't need to put up too many signs. No other candidate filed their paperwork before the Friday deadline. So Allard has been re-elected without opposition for the first time in memory.
What they're sending me is that they're happy with what we've put in place in the past 4 years.
And it's not just Allard. His entire team of 10 councillors have also been acclaimed without opposition, something they claim shows they're in tune with the population.
Recently, there was a poll that was released, the 50 cities in the province that where people are the most happy. And for the first time, Chateauguay entered that top 50.
Chateauguay is not the only city that re-elected its mayor and councillors by acclamation. This weekend it happened in towns big and small all over Quebec. But for some people, it's not necessarily a sign of a good democracy.
It raises certainly a yellow flag, if not a red flag, regarding our municipal democracy across the board in the province here, not just in small cities as we have seen in the past, but also in larger cities.
Mélenchon points out that only small-town mayors used to run unopposed, but now major ones bypass elections too. On the island of Montreal, DDO Mayor Alex Botocci also has been re-elected unopposed. And in neighboring Kirkland, Michelle Gibson is returning for a fourth term without facing opposition. Terrebonne is Quebec's 10th largest city, yet mayor has also been acclaimed. Mélenchon blames apathy, visible through the eyes of some of the people we asked.
Oh yes, he's elected? Huh? Oh, okay, man, we don't have choice.
The choice will have to wait another 4 years. Stéphane Giroux, CTV News.
It's a feat that many golfers never achieve, but a teenager from New Brunswick gave himself a very special gift after recently taking up the sport. CTV's Sarah Plowman has his story.
To celebrate his 14th birthday, Jack Beardsworth wanted to golf with his dad.
Let's go.
He picked up the sport earlier this year, but he's already hooked.
Not gonna lie, not all my shots are good. I did just start a 9-iron.
But he's confident enough to give his dad Derek some tips.
I could kind of tell that he was a natural from the start.
Days after his 14th birthday, on the 14th hole, he swung his 8-iron.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
I ran straight down to the hole, see if it went in. As soon as I got there, I saw no ball on the green, and I was like, oh my God, it's in the hole.
Hole-in-one!
What did you think of that moment? In disbelief, in shock, barely ever happened, so I was pretty happy that it did to me.
Oh, buddy! Wow! Yes!
I didn't have the phone out at all day, and so as we came to the 14th hole and he teed up, I thought, hold on, I'll take a video, and proof that we were here. And so, yeah, that was the one video and one kind of photo I decided to take for the day, and that happened.
Oh my God.
Okay, dude, that was awesome. Oh my gosh.
Hole-in-one.
Wow.
What did you want for your birthday? Money, And what did you end up getting for your birthday? A hole-in-one.
A gift this father and son got to share. Sarah Plowman, CTV News, Hillsborough, New Brunswick.
Ernie Clement with a fly ball to left. Deep and gone.
How about them Blue Jays? After the break, Blue Jays mania continues after a commanding 10-1 win over the Yankees. Game 2 is underway. In tonight's big picture, the final day of Oktoberfest, and 6.5 million people made the trip to Munich to take in the festivities. This was the 190th edition of Oktoberfest, and officials say guests drank a total of 6.5 million liters of beer. Those are not rookie numbers. They also snacked on chicken and gingerbread. Now, the festival originates from a horse race to celebrate the Bavarian crown prince's wedding in 1810. Turning now to some of the other stories that you need to know, and for this, CTV's Kimberly Fowler joins us in studio. Kimberly.
Well, also we'll start with an event here in the capital, some haircuts for a cause, all in support of the CHEO Foundation. All proceeds from haircuts, colors, and styling services at Hair Republic Byward today are going to support the CHEO Foundation. Now, the owner, Michelle Nguyen's daughter, has been a long-term patient at CHEO, and the event is the family's way of giving back. The event also partnered with local food and drink vendors in the Byward Market, who are also donating today's proceeds to the CHEO Foundation.
Pinto the other way with Sanderson. 2-on-1. Sanderson cutting in front, score! Beautiful.
Shane Pinto from Jake Sanderson to make it 1-0 for Ottawa midway in the first. Now the Sens, they skated in their final preseason game in Montreal last night before the regular season kicks off next week. Ottawa, well, they go on to the 3-1 win. The Sens now head to Florida to open the regular season. That'll be on Thursday against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Deal. Slips the ball back in for Tabla, looking to Salter, and they pop the champagne again.
Sam Salter does it again, giving Atletico the 2-1 lead on the road, visiting Valor FC. That's his 19th goal of the season, head and shoulders above the rest of the league for the race for the Golden Boot. Now, this game would actually end in a 3-3 draw in Winnipeg. Atletico, they're back at home next Sunday for their last regular home game of the season. And it'll be the Suds and Duds game for Thanksgiving with $5 beer and deals on Atletico merch. Toronto Blue Jays bats at it again in Game 2 of the ALDS. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with this blast in the fourth, the first Grand Slam in Jays playoff history to put Toronto up 9-0 at the time. Also going yard this afternoon, Early Clement, George Springer, and Dalton Varsho twice. And in his postseason debut, Jays rookie pitcher Trey Savage, 11 strikeouts and 1 walk through 5 1/3 innings. Now, this game is now in the top of the 8th. Jays are up 13-7. The series will now move to New York for Game 3. That'll be tomorrow night. First pitch scheduled for around 8 o'clock.
13-7?
Yeah.
Okay, because when I came to the desk, it was looking like another blowout.
Well,
you had it in there at one point. It was 12-0?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
So the script keeps changing, so I was like...
One game at a time.
I know, I know.
Jays go.
Go, okay. Jays go for sure.
Bravo, give it up, Roby!
Hey, we know that guy. And after the break, we'll tell you all about the event that he was hosting today. It was part of the Byward Market. But before we go to break, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's still beautiful out there, 27 degrees.
Tonight, the explosive debate over fireworks.
There should be other things looked at before coming to a blanket ban, perhaps education.
Safety versus celebration, why some communities are banning the nighttime display. Later on CTV National News.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's a recap of the top local stories we're following right now.
This is our year! This is our year!
A rivalry for the ages, and as you heard, riled up fans. The Ottawa GGs and Carleton Ravens take over TD Place Stadium. The Panda Game returns, and the Ravens win this one.
Just been an awesome day and beautiful weather. It's mid-October and 30 degrees, so can't complain.
A record-breaking heat wave for the first weekend of October. How families here in the capital are spending a scorching hot fall stretch. And one step closer to CHEO's ambitious goals. More than 3,000 runners take part in the RBC Race for the Kids in support of the Children's Hospital's redevelopment plans. And obviously a beautiful day for that as well. It was also the CIBC Run for the Cure today in support of the Canadian Cancer Society. What can we expect weather-wise moving forward? Well, 15 degrees is what we think we'll be waking up to, and the sun will be shining. That is already the seasonal high for this time of year, but we will eclipse that by a wide margin. 30 degrees is the high for tomorrow, 60% chance of rain on Tuesday, and then we're getting back down to seasonal temperatures, but beautiful sunny conditions. So 13 degrees on both Wednesday, Thursday. The sun is shining. The rain will return likely on Saturday. Finally for us tonight, one that had both of us chuckling. What else is new? But we had some cool canines wearing their Sunday best at a fancy fashion show.
Yeah, it was all part of the 10th annual Byward Bark It festivities.
Bravo, give it up, Roby!
There's CTV's Stefan Keys hosting, getting the crowd pumped up. You've got an alien right off the bat. That's Taco Trump right there, apparently. And we have Galinda and...
Alphaba.
Okay, yes,
From
thank
Wicked.
you very much. Thank you. There's a cow, a little small cow for you. So first place won toys and treats. Second place got a $100 gift card to Purdy Paw Spa. Third place got more treats and toys.
Too cute.
Too cute.
Love it.
Best way to end a show, eh? There's Chucky. Good night, everybody.